Hi people, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I mentioned that I was going to talk about how to avoid the common traps with credit cards, how to manage your finances properly, and the common mistakes people make when using credit cards. And today we are diving into it because this is something that affects a whole lot of people on a daily basis. Let me start by saying this clearly. Credit cards are not evil. They are tools, just like knife in the kitchen. You can use a knife to prepare a beautiful meal, or it can hurt you if you don't handle it with care. The problem is not the card. The problem is how most people use it without understanding how it works. One of the biggest traps people fall into is treating their credit card limits just like income. Just because your bank gives you a £3,000 limit does not mean you have £3,000 to spend. That money is not yours. It is borrowed money. And borrowed money always comes with terms and conditions. Let me give you a real life example using myself. Imagine like I've just gotten a job and I get approved for like a credit limit of £2,500. In my mind, I'm thinking, finally, I can upgrade my phone, book that holiday I've been postponing, and buy those outfits I saved on Instagram. You know how girls do. We save a lot of things in our gallery. It doesn't feel reckless at that time. It feels deserved. So I spent, let's say, £2,000 within 2 months, telling myself I will sort it out later because I'm earning now. I'm a big girl. Then the statement comes. The minimum payment looks small, maybe 60 to 70 pounds. And I think, okay, that's not bad. I can handle that. So I pay just the minimum because it feels manageable and safe. What I actually don't fully process in that moment is that interest is building up quietly in the background. I'm making payments every month, but most of the money is going towards interest, not the actual debt. Months pass, I've paid hundreds of pounds, and yet my balance barely moves. And that's how the trap happens. Not because I'm irresponsible, not because I'm careless, but because I didn't fully understand how the system works. Minimum payments is one of the biggest credit card traps. It is designed to keep you in debt longer. When you only pay the minimum, you are mostly paying interest, not the actual debt. In case you did not know that. So the first rule of using a credit card wisely is this: never spend what you cannot afford to pay off in full when the statement comes. Another mistake people make is using credit cards to maintain a lifestyle they cannot afford on a normal day. Social media doesn't help us with this anyway. You see people traveling, eating out, wearing designer clothes, and you feel pressure to keep up with the trend. So you swipe now and you promise yourself that you'll figure it out later. But financial stress is real. Debt affects your sleep. It affects your relationships and even your mental health. I've seen situations where couples argue constantly because one partner secretly accumulated credit card debt, trying to impress others. Imagine starting your marriage or building your life together with hidden debt that could have been avoided with better discipline and communication. Money problems don't usually start big, they start with small, repeated decisions. Now, let's talk about another common mistake: cash withdrawals on a credit card. Please, if there is one thing you take from this video, let it be this: avoid withdrawing cash with your credit card unless it is an absolute emergency. The interest rate is usually higher and it starts immediately. There is no grace period. It is one of the most expensive ways to borrow money. Another trap is balance transfer offers. They sound amazing: 0% for 12 months or 36 months. Yes, we can all enjoy it. They can be helpful if used strategically. But many people transfer their balance and then continue to spend on the same card. So now you have the old debt sitting there and the new debt accumulating. The key to using a balance transfer wisely is to stop spending and create a repayment plan before the 0% period ends. Let's talk about how to manage your credit card properly, because it can actually work in your favor. First off, treat your credit card like a debit card. If you don't have the money in your account, don't swipe it. Before you make a purchase, ask yourself, if my statements come tomorrow, can I pay this off in full? If the answer is no, you need to reconsider your decision before you swipe that card. I know it can be tempting. We want to buy those things, but can you afford it? That should be the question you are asking yourself. Second, automate your payment. Set up direct debit to pay the full balance every month. This protects your credit score and saves you from late payment fees. Late payments stay on your credit report and can affect your ability to get a mortgage, rent a property, or even secure certain jobs. Third, you want to monitor your spending weekly. Don't wait until the end of the month to check your balance. Make it a habit. When you track your spending consistently, you are less likely to overspend because you are aware of your patterns. Another thing people underestimate is interest rates. Many people don't even know what their APR is. If your APR is 24% and you carry a balance, that is expensive borrowing. Always read terms and conditions before accepting a credit card offer. Financial institutions are businesses. They are not offering you money out of kindness. Oh, look at you because you're so beautiful. Let's give you £10,000 credit limit just because you're pretty. It does not work like that. Let me also say this thing. Having a credit card and not using it responsibly can damage your credit score, but using it wisely can actually build your credit history. Paying on time, keeping your credit utilization low, ideally below 30% of your limit. Let me say your agreed limit is £3,000. Don't spend more than £900 on it. Maintaining older accounts can strengthen your financial profile over time. Managing your finances goes way beyond credit cards. You need a simple budget. Know your fixed expenses like rent, bills, water, gas, subscriptions, and the rest. You also know your variable expenses, which is food, transportation, entertainment like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and the rest. And most importantly, build an emergency fund. Many people rely on credit cards for emergencies because they have no savings. Even starting with a small buffer can reduce your dependence on borrowing. Financial freedom is not about earning the most money. It is about managing what you earn wisely. You can earn £2,000 and be financially stable, or earn £5,000 and be drowning in debt. Income does not automatically equal wealth. If you currently have credit card debt, you don't need to panic and don't feel ashamed. Create a plan, list out your debts, note the interest rates, and decide whether you want to tackle the higher interest first or start with the smallest balance for motivation. The important thing is to be intentional. I want you to see credit cards as a responsibility, not an extension of your lifestyle. Credit cards should support your financial growth, not fund impulsive decisions. So, before you swipe your card next time, you need to take a pause. Ask yourself, am I using this card or is this card using me? If this is helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because sometimes the difference between financial stress and financial peace is simply understanding how the system works. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you again soon in another episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you ever want me to speak about a specific topic, please drop your comments in the comment section. And I will see you again soon. Take care and bye-bye for now.